Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Stellaris. So I'm currently at war with these two empires here, and this was not a war of my choosing. The former Federation president over here declared war on this empire here, drawing us into the war. Now, I did what I needed to do to get the war into a winning stage, but I did take some heavy losses recently as a result, and I'm currently repairing my fleet and rebuilding it and getting it ready and upgraded to choose my own war path, which will be against these guys down here to try and get some gains. Now, if we win this war, I don't get anything out of it, so I've lost my interest. I took my losses. I'm done, pretty much. So let's go ahead and start things up and get things going. Now, one thing I do need to do is I have the Marines over here, and I'm going to have them land over here because I'm building other Marines here. And as I said, we're repairing the fleet at the moment. I also have a science ship here that I'm probably going to want to come close to this border over here somewhere. Maybe even bring them over here. For a second there, I thought the game was going to crash because we were... Took quite a while. There we go. We'll just have them enter orbit. I guess I'll tell them to assist research. There's no reason not to. Alright, so these guys are now repaired. So we're going to want them to upgrade, because I did just upgrade the ship designs, and that should help things out. Now, as far as rebuilding a fleet, I'm currently building those ships. Let's go ahead and see what else is going on here. Ooh, we had somebody die. Let's see who that is. So a governor died. Let's see if that's a governor of one of our planets. Yes, it is. It was a governor of this planet. So let's see about recruiting a new one. Actually, that'd be under Empire, Leaders. And let's see what we got. All right, so we've got a loyal leader, which is cheap. We've got an intellectual leader, which we definitely want. And then we just have resilient. Well, this guy's a little old, but I like the intellectual, so we'll take that. And this planet is a good planet for that governor, so we'll go ahead and select them. There you go. That'll help research very well. Alright, I was looking at the other planets here, and I'll slow down time so that I don't miss too much while that's going on. Alright, so we can upgrade this structure because we have enough population, so let's go ahead and do that. These colonies should get back on their feet very quickly. We don't have anything that we need to do here. And it looks like we can upgrade here as well. I'm going to assume some of this is due to migrating population, which is good. One of the big problems we have right now is, well, we were running a big energy deficit. I have the feeling that that's not the case right now because of the losses my fleet took. Okay, so we did just gain a new strategic resource. Let's see if we actually have that. We do have 2 of them. All right, so this allowed people to have psychic abilities. Now, I don't know if there's anything that we can necessarily do with that right now. There is a new module, Navigator's Guild, which gives ship modifiers, warp speed, sensor range, things like that. Let's select new research for now. So we've got planetary shields, which is a building. Okay, and that just gives you a 50% bonus to planet fortification toughness. Improved assist research, energy weapon damage, quantum destabilizer, and these aura effect things. And then we've got the gamma laser, which upgrades our lasers. And then we have things that we partially worked on. And some of these are coming directly from the Fallen Empire that we had a war with recently. Which is really a good thing, honestly, that we got these techs. That's the only real good thing out of that war. Alright, so of all these things, this sounds tempting, because our survey ships don't have a whole lot to do right now. Alternatively, this is pretty tempting as well, because it's an Empire modifier, so all of our ships would get increased damage. The shields are tempting as well. But we can always hold off on that. It's not something that next time round it will still be there. I'm going to go with this just for the long-term benefit. All right, and we were looking at
Construction
planets,
complete.
and I believe we got where we needed to. All right. So now it's just waiting until
Ships upgraded. Construction
that happens.
complete.
Okay, so the upgrade happened. I didn't see a big increase in fleet power, though, unfortunately. And I do have the ships that I wanted to construct constructed. And otherwise, we're pretty much good to go. Checking to make sure, oops, that we have everything upgraded that we need to. All right. So one of the big things I need to work on test is the battleships. That's going to take me a while. Probably will take longer than we have time for. All right, so I'd like to get rid of this guy. Send the Corvettes over. I'm still working on Corvettes, mostly the destroyers that got finished. We'll send them along here. And then we'll send the destroyers along as well. The battleships are the main backbone of the fleet. I'm tempted to still build more Corvettes. Let's take a look at the fleet, just so I can see where we're at. Because I did take a lot of losses here on Corvettes, specifically. And I am building a lot. I'll build 2 more, just to be... There we go. Now, it might take too long to build those up. I'm going to wait until close to the last second before we declare our war here. But it's up to my allies to finish off this war. If they don't do it, I guess I can send my fleet in. Oh, and speaking of that module, I'm assuming it's here. We could do that. I wonder if this has ramifications down the line, though, if you build it. As far as events go. Because it said stuff about addictions and psychic powers.
Construction complete.
Because let's face it, that is pretty much the spice from Dune. And I don't want the Fremen to come and overthrow me or whatever. We still have inactive buildings over here because all the population that migrated. We're still having a little bit of that because of the terraforming. Pretty much what I learned from this gameplay is the fact that terraforming is kind of a bad thing. Alright. Implant malfunction. So we got another event, probably dealing with the... Oh, no, it doesn't look like it deals with the Neo-Testors. Okay, so as part of our observation efforts on Jorgsay Crop, abduction teams have surgically installed brain implants on a number of Klagian test subjects to track them and monitor their behavior. Unfortunately, due to a manufacturing flaw, many of these implants have malfunctioned and are now having an adverse effect on the behavior of our subjects. There have been a number of suicides and at least 3 episodes of violent hysteria. The staff of our observation post has asked for help in rounding up the remaining subjects and removing their implants before there are any more incidents. Okay. I have a feeling
Situation log update.
that we have to send a science ship. Alright, so what's going to be close? Well, first off, where is it? Go to. Okay, so it's down there. So the science ship over here will be will be closest to it. So come over here and research that project. All right. We'll take care of that. All right. So you're in here. Go ahead and have you two merge. And because they're merging, now we have the big energy credit deficit because the fleet is not in orbit. Because the ship that was in orbit decided to move to the ship that was not in orbit. We really wish that the AI would do that differently. all my allies have massed their fleet on me because they are... because of the war. As I said, I have no intention of continuing this war. I lost ships for nothing, really. Alright, we'll get back in orbit and stop losing energy credits, although the energy credit loss is still a major problem. I think the reason this is occurring, I think I already mentioned this before, is we have all these structures costing me maintenance, but I'm not working the power plants that are on those planets. So over here, we have an excess of food. So I'm going to bring that guy... oh, and actually, I need to work that. So this I'm just going to have to not be able to do much about. But over here...
Construction complete.
there's only one existing power plant, so that's about as much as I can do on this planet. Now, I could add these to a sector to alleviate the problem, and I may very well do that. For instance, this planet here, I might add to this sector just to get it out of my, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's pretty much going in the direction that it needs to go in. Ooh, I have more factions going on. All right. Gonna have to let that be. But I think I am gonna do that. So this is the Vascog sector that we need to manage. Go ahead and add this planet, this planet. Oh, it'd be nice if that was within the border. It's close to being there, but not quite. Alright, that's it for now. So just say finish. That might help with some of the energy credits, because I'm not having to pay the maintenance, the sector is. And then... I don't have a colony ship anywhere, do I? That I haven't been paying attention to. No, not that I can see. Probably the war distracted me from any of that. Yeah, for instance, I could add this to this sector. Because this planet's pretty much in order. Yeah, let's do that. So we've got the Sigwell sector. This was a planet that was in the Sigwell sector anyway, so not really changing anything too much. So we'll manage this sector. Just add this and this. Okay, then finish. All right. So we'll go ahead. Now, it seems like it actually hurt me short term, but... you know, things like this that I used to have in my borders.
Complete.
Okay, abduction teams from our observation post above Jorgsay Crop have worked in concert with the crew of the PCS, the ship, to quickly gather the Calagian test subjects with the faulty brain implants. The observation post-surgical staff replaced the implants with functional versions, and the subjects have been returned to the plant surface. As an added bonus, Science Officer Ethog managed to extract a wealth of data from the removed implants despite their defects. Alright, good stuff. And then I need to grab that science ship, have it go back to test, and have it resume assisting research. Okay, we have one of the battleships here. And We also have this fleet over here. So let's send them over here. And it's getting close to the wartime, so I'm going to have to be mindful of that.
Construction complete.
Because I lose the presidency in 6 months. All right. The war progression has pretty much remained stable. With nothing really advancing either way. Oh, actually, we just lost some progress. I don't know. Should I go in here and wipe out this fleet? Because when I go to war... Can I tell these guys to land? Huh. It doesn't let me land. Maybe because there's already a ton of armies down here? Oh well. I won't worry about it. I'm torn here because I just don't know if we have the fleet strength to do this war. But I'm going to try. As I said, I'll wait for the last second. When we'll go to war. I just wish these allies, rather than sticking with me, they would go and fight the war over here and ignore me. But they're pretty much attached to this fleet and they refuse to do anything else.
Research complete.
Alright, we've got research. Alright, well that will help. Looking through these, I don't think there's anything that we have progress on other than the neutronium materials that jump out as something that I need right now. I might go with the armor bonus. As a military station health, I don't think really is that big of a deal. I mean, that'd be nice to get eventually, but let's go ahead with this one. Alright. It looks like I've finished off the Corvette assembly. I'm just going to have this guy, not that guy, come over and go into orbit over here. And we also have... Alright, maybe those are the other fleets that are coming in here. Okay. So very soon we'll have ships in there.
Construction complete.
Alright. Alright, so we're 1 month away from losing the presidency. I think we start the war now. Just to be on the safe side. If I can't do the war for some reason or another, that's fine. But what we're going to do is come over here and we want the... Let's just sort this by relations. There'll be one that doesn't like us very much. Yeah. Okay. And they're allied to these two guys. Now, the Vandari are kind of a little bit of a threat to me. I say a little bit of a threat. What I mean is they're more of a threat to these guys. But the AI has a habit of beelining for you and coming after you. The Jatel Foundation, I'm not really worried about. They're very small empire here. But I'm definitely going to declare war on these guys. And what I want from them is anything that's, you know, close to my border, obviously. So I would like... Alright, anything that is in Duix down here, for sure I'm taking. There we go. We want this one. And then we've got maybe Asteron here. So let's see if we can grab anything that's in there. So grab that. And I guess we'll take Jean here as well, if we can. I'm going to try and take a lot with this war, if I can. There we go. Okay, so we've grabbed these 3 systems. I'm going to assume that this is... If I click here, will it exit out? No. So they do have a planet here. And... Okay, never mind. No, they don't. Alright, so we're going to have to redo that war. I'm just not sure what this is indicating. Is this a military outpost? I mean, an outpost? No, it's the space turtles have a thing here, so there's nothing really here. Okay. Alright, let's go back and redo all that nonsense. I wish it would save the stuff you're doing so that you can look at things like that, but alright, we'll just go through. We want this. We want that. I want this. Okay, what do we do after that? I guess we'll take where their capital is. So that is... Alright, well, that's this one. And I'll also take the one in Cordip here. Actually, there's a couple in Cordip. How about this? How about we liberate some of these guys? So we're going to liberate the thing in here. And we'll give that to these guys so that they like the war. Alright, so we're going to liberate here and then get all of this stuff. Alright, that's that. Let's grab the fleet. And also, I want my troops. So, grab the planet here. Go to the armies. Embark all. Okay, it looks like they've already merged up together. So now we're going to have them jump into here for now. Alright, and our big fleet, which hasn't finished merging. We'll just have them merge together. Alright, and I'm sure they're going to do something silly to do that. And we're probably going to need resources here, so I probably should go and communicate with... Oop, that's not what I want to do. Communicate with my allies here. So starting off, those guys didn't have a lot of energy last time I talked to them. Let's communicate with these guys. And I would like from you energy credits, instant transfer, minerals, instant transfer. Maybe I should do it the other way. Maybe I should get a steady supply. Let's do that. Do monthly transfer, which they're wholly against. Alright, well, let's do a monthly transfer of our own. Okay, they're against that entirely. Okay, whatever. Instant transfer. Instant transfer. Okay, first off, I would like about 600. You can have 700. Whatever. There you go. And we'll work with others as they come. But for now, this ship's going to hang out there. We'll collect the battleship and move with it. All right. First order of business, attack here. Okay. Then we have the transport fleet, which we're going to put over there. And while we're here, I would like to recruit an assault army of the xenomorph armies are expensive to maintain. Assault armies, not so much. And the Sirgog population here, they're pretty good soldiers. So we'll grab a few more of them. So that when we can send those guys out. All right. Here comes the fleet. Now, this might be a colossal mistake. But so far, so good. We just jumped on top of a bunch of stuff and annihilated it instantly. Let's just come over here, go into orbit. And when we get there, we might as well tell them to bombard heavily so that when my Marines go up, we can land as quickly as possible. Because I want to get the fighting happening here over with quickly. Because we have a threat here of being attacked from behind. Alright. So just keep an eye. This is going down very quickly. Alright, so some of the allies went with me. Some of them didn't. Hopefully they actually go somewhere else and start doing the other war. Okay. And we do have progress in that war, so I have faith that we're going to win. Okay. There's the last of that. What are you talking about? The planet is right there. What? Excuse me? Oh, was I clicking on the wrong thing? Ah, it's this. Okay, I got it. Alright, clicking on the wrong body. That's why that happened. Alright. Well, they're my allies. They're blowing up things they probably shouldn't be blowing up, but that's okay.
Construction complete.
Matter of fact. Armies. Oh, yeah, that will be an easy victory. So let's just jump the fleet to the next thing. That's a science vessel. I don't really care about that necessarily. Find ship. How about you come over here and start researching this stuff? And my fleet. How about you come in here? There's nothing in here worth worrying about. Do we jump to the capital or do we grab the other planets first? I think we jump to the capital. Alright, so sabotage.
Enemy planet secured.
Okay. That means we can grab the Marines as soon as they're done healing and embark them. Alright. Okay, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. We now have the war that we want. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.